The nobility is a social class normally ranked immediately below royalty and found in some societies as an estate of the realm, having more privilege and social status than other classes in the society. In ancient Roman society, nobiles originated as an informal designation for the political governing class, which included both the patrician and the plebeians. Most nobles' wealth was derived from one or more estates that included fields, pasture, orchards, hunting grounds, etc. It could also include infrastructure such as castles. They could exclusively enjoy hunting and also had the privilege to wear a sword. Nobility could be either inherited or conferred by fons honorum, that is, fount of honor. It usually descended to the legitimate male line descendants of a nobleman. In Russia, Scandinavia, and non-Prussian Germany, titles usually descended to all male line descendants, including females. In some nations, titles were not recognized by law. European ranks of nobility, lower than the baron, were commonly called petty nobility. The nobility spread across the continents from Europe to Asia to Africa and Latin America. However, the notions of the idea of nobility, the status, privileges, and titles varied everywhere. Nobles who turned soldiers would become a knight. During High Middle Ages, knighthood was considered a class of lower nobility. He was the vassal who served as an elite fighter, a bodyguard, or a mercenary for a lord, who received payment in form of land holdings. All the classes in medieval Europe were expected to take part in religious activities, including the nobles and the knights. This could be done either daily or on yearly basis. The noblemen were forbidden from beating the priests, stealing cows, robbing, hurting women, and kidnapping. There is a common question that often arises: what did the nobles eat? In the medieval period, there was a famous saying, "Beware of the green salads and raw fruits, for they will make your master sick." People believed that vegetables were poisonous. Hence, the primary ingredient in all the dishes was meat. Nobles and knights could easily afford meat, though it was expensive. Nobles were supposed to wear dresses that could easily make them identifiable with their outward appearance. Clothes were intricately designed and gave a royal look. There were laws that restricted ordinary people from spending a lot on fashion. The nobles and the knights also found some sources of entertainment. After dinner, they drank and listened to ballads sung by minstrels employed as court musicians. Sometimes they engaged in playing cards, outdoor games, fishing, boating, etc. Broad orders of social hierarchy, the estates of the realm, dividing members in a society. From Middle Ages to early modern days, Europe developed different estates. The best known was the old regime, France having clergy, nobles, and the peasantry. Nobility, the second order, controlling land, enjoying honor. Privileged, they were always, in legal and financial ways. They could hunt, wear a sword, free from the tie, and were the peasant's lord. Hereditary titles were nobles, but most nobles were untitled. From kings to prince, from baron to marquis, titles existed ever since. Vassalage got duties along, from protecting peasants to serving the lord. Nobles rendered military service, so that the lord's land flourished. Not all nobles were in wealthy state. Some lived in small estates. Blaming monarchy for their plight, these nobles struggled tight. French Revolution brought a change. It was time for dues to terminate. Special statuses stripped off. The many privileges got lost. Much before the 1700s, it was demeaning for them to engage in trades. The revolution took this away, and the nobles' business expanded. From belief in superiority to virtues of generosity, the nobility stood taller with their courage and honor as the magnificent second order.